Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Tea Party.
The Austin Tea Party.
The Austin Tea Party?
Yes.
What do you call that?
Reminiscent to the Boston Tea Party.
Oh, I totally didn't get that. That
You
is
did.
totally. I was like, we can call it the Austin Tea Party, sure. I like that actually.
Right, because we're rebelling against, what are we rebelling against?
I mean, there's a lot of things we could rebel against.
It's true. We should just.
We could just stick to the tax thing.
The tax, yeah, right. It worked before,
Yeah,
so.
Don't rewrite the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Rewrite the wheel.
Rewrite the wheel. Yeah,
Right.
because you write wheels.
It's true. I
You
draw
print
wheels.
the wheels, 3D printing. Yeah. You draw the wheels?
I draw the wheels constantly.
Okay.
Yeah. When I'm feeling stuck in life, I draw a wheel.
Just on someone's face.
Yeah, right.
Just like, this is a wheel for my life. Yeah. No. Wheels are good. Circles are good. Life's good. I actually just saw this video about this. You know, one of those like film noirs. Like film noir means just black and white, right? Or am I just like, or is that just like that's like a classic style. Never mind. I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I definitely have done theater.
Yes, you are very
I've
versed.
absolutely done theater. No, it was just one of those old, like, actually what I should have said is just a silent film where this guy was like, he's on like one of those like, you know, the water generators, the power generators that spin on the thingy. The what do they call them?
Oh, it's
The wheel. It's the wheel that spins and generates water turbine?
I don't know. No, don't be silly.
But it was like in the 20s.
But yeah, they're like wooden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're like. Yeah, I once saw this. The most potent memory for me of whatever it is you call those things is seeing this like World War II movie of this guy like accidentally like getting into one and like his skull getting crushed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was this like a real video or is this a movie? Or?
Yeah, this was before YouTube, so this was apparently it happened, you know. And I didn't know that was a thing. Like you get stuck in those things.
Oh wow.
And like it's
Would he just fall into them accidentally, or like he just playing around, like want to ride in it? Because this guy, the video I was watching, he was riding in the thing.
Oh, okay.
And he was like kind of like on like a hamster wheel kind of a thing, and he was just kind of like holding onto it, so it like brought him like 360 and he like went under the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess he made it work.
Yeah.
Or maybe they've evolved since those crises.
Yeah.
Like
right.
maybe they weren't built
Started
that
squishing
well.
so many people.
Right.
Like
Skull Crusher.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just like honestly, like that's a shitty way to die. Just being squished to death.
Well, that's why it was so like poignant, like in my memory. Like I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not how I'm gonna go.
How are you gonna go into that?
Ooh, how am I gonna go? Give me a letter.
Tea.
Well, I'm gonna overdose on tea. Obviously, like it's there's I feel
What kind of tea? You can overdose on. I'm just wondering if you would.
I would say like an oolong.
Oolong?
Of some sort. I'd probably give myself an enema as well, and so like that's how you would overdose, right? Yeah, like an enema / just copious amounts of like oral taking in, and then maybe some capsules. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like tea capsules. I'll be making tea capsules at some point in my life. Just like really like heavy.
You just show up one day and it's just like bunch of just like a bunch of tea caps just like splatter all over the floor and there's
yeah, exactly.
No!
Like,
pill bottles are empty.
Too soon,
Mr. Duff! I love how we tend to start these streams on a really positive note.
Oh, absolutely.
I think last time we talked about like how I don't even want to break like the Facebook.
Oh yeah, well that was great. I mean that was wonderful.
Yeah, that was a fantastic. But it's always a very like it has like a dark kind of like tone to it.
Well, we're edgy.
We're edgy. We're edgy.
We're edgy.
I'm edgy. And this tea feels edgy. Ooh. What is this, by the way?
This is a shoe pour. So aged from 2005. This is as dark as our souls, essentially.
About right.
This is what we taste like on the inside.
Feels actually.
So a choux puer is a ripened version of a sheng puer. Back in the day, like sheng puer was like that's all you could get. And it's one of the most coveted types of tea. It's the teas that you age. There's few teas that you can actually age.
You said wait, it was all you could get though? Like, what do you mean? There just wasn't any other like types of teas? That was just it?
No. As far as the puer variety.
Oh, okay.
Puer is a very it's a very classic. It's a very sought after tea because it is aged, because you can age it.
Okay.
But sheng puer, it's often not palatable unless it's been aged for like 10 years.
Okay.
And so they came up with this system to artificially age a tea so that people don't have to wait so long.
Okay.
But what I think
kind of like a microwave for tea.
The microwave for teas. And they ended up fermenting them. So it's just a much different beast altogether. I think what ended up coming out was much different from what they intended. But you have this really beautiful, dark, rich, smooth tea that's actually really good for digestion because it has been fermented. So yeah, any of my clients that have any sort of stomach issues, intestinal issues, I always give them this, and they're immediately put at ease.
Ooh, I'm feeling it. Yeah, it feels good.
You're feeling at ease.
Yeah.
Plus, I think, but you and I, we need some grounding. So
it's been a crazy day.
This is the most grounding tea there is.
Yes. Hey Heather. Yes, this tea could potentially kill us, but in the best of ways.
Ooh.
And do you know Heather?
I do not know Heather, but welcome Heather to our tea party.
Facebook friend. Yes.
You should join our tea party one of these days.
Yes. What is it called again?
This is a choux puer.
Choux puer.
Yeah.
This is.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
Excelente indeed.
Excelente. Beautiful. All right. Well,
I believe that was our first question.
That was the first question ever with this.
We got a question!
Progress.
Yeah, this is officially a tradition now.
Yeah, this is a tradition.
Yeah.
We've done it definitely more than 3 times, right? Well,
No,
we live streams.
I mean, we've live streamed. This is our 3rd one.
Yeah.
And I fear change, so
so we'll never change.
Well, I'm never not going to do it now. At this point, it's comfortable. You know,
comfortable.
I've invited you to my home, and it's like Tuesday mornings. And if you don't show up on Tuesday, I'm just going to scream.
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
Yep. I wonder if the Kool-Aid guy at one point was really into tea and then kind of sold out to...
Well, that's obviously what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name was actually Escalar.
Escalar. I'm familiar with that name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And he came from Utah. And
he was a Mormon.
Right. Little known fact about pre-Mormon.
Yeah.
There was a huge tea culture.
Okay.
It is actually one of the few plantations that you can actually grow tea in the U.S. Is in Utah,
of course,
and also in Atlanta.
Yes.
And so Escalar actually had this giant following of drinking tea while making very low guttural noises. And in the end, can you demonstrate that actually? I don't know if I can do it. Well, this is pre-oh yeah.
Pre-oh yeah? Okay, I'm interested. Okay.
And then that eventually morphed into oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But then Kool-Aid got a whiff of it, and they paid him an absurd amount of money. So instead of drinking tea and having this really life-affirming guttural sound, it went to sugar water. Yeah. Sugar water, baby. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
What a total sellout.
This is a part of the prehistory of that we don't hear about. We are full of knowledge in which we reveal these really potent, times in our history that, should be taught in school. Like Kool-Aid Man, transfer. that should be there.
Yeah, there's a lot of history we're just not told in the end.
Yeah.
And if we were to maybe, take some time to go on the dark net, look into these things a little more, read the back of the Kool-Aid container and realize that, we're just drinking sugar. And I had like a very powerful statement, and then I just got like, dude, that's what I kind of, yeah, it's like, right now, I'm kind of like in the middle of like, I want to find that feeling of groundedness, which I think I'm growing towards, but also want to find that energy, because I feel like I'm getting more grounded, but I'm kind of losing, like, I don't know what I'm losing. Where am I? Who am I? You are. Who am I? Tell me. I want to be here now.
Well, it's the razor's edge that you're talking about. It's
shit.
That the goddamn edge. See, we're back to edginess.
Yeah.
Today's episode will be about edginess. I feel like.
Yeah, I like that.
Have you seen the movie The Razor's Edge?
No.
It's one of the best movies of all time. For all of you that are watching, Heather, if you are still watching, watch The Razor's Edge tonight. It is one of the most spiritual, profound movies of all time. It's originally a movie made in the 1940s,
okay,
but then Bill Murray did a remake.
Oh, Bill Murray.
In 1981.
Okay.
In fact, he told the studios, "I will not do Ghostbusters until you fully fund this movie for me."
Dude, that is such a badass way to...
Bill Murray's so great. Right?
I will not do Ghostbusters until we do the spiritual movie. Like... I hope one day I can live up to that standard.
Right, exactly. One of these days we're gonna be like, no.
I will not conform to that Kool-Aid until we do this spiritual tea stuff first.
No means no.
No.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, it's a beautiful movie. It's about the razor's edge, the indefinable middle point, which we must all walk that tightrope upon. And it sounds like you're trying to walk that tightrope right now. Of this, like, I mean, you are naturally very energetic. Yeah. And so for you, possibly being grounded has this, like, maybe negative connotation of not having that energy anymore.
Yeah. Right.
So
when you said tightrope, I was like, like, what am I afraid of falling off of,
Totally.
I think it would, if anything, I'd be afraid of embarrassing myself and being, like, just showing up, like, I don't know, what is there to be embarrassed about?
Exactly. I mean, there's Let's consider 50 feet in the air. There's no...
I don't know how you look. You look like a splattered person in the crowd, so we have to find that out first.
But no, I mean you're totally right. I mean, once we let go of that fear and are able to fall, and that's then this. So there's also last week I talked about this prog metal show. Ooh, Sandy. Yes.
Hi, Sandy. Hi,
this prog metal show that I went to a couple weeks ago, just like really hard, like it makes me giddy just thinking about it. Yeah. They have a song that they play called "Falling Back to Earth," or "Falling Down to Earth."
Okay.
And that title is very profound to me.
What is this band called again? I'm sorry.
They're called Haken.
I'm wondering if I've seen a music video by them before.
I highly doubt it.
They do like crazy, like in space, like music videos.
Oh, maybe one of them is in space.
There's one where they're just like I'll have to show you the video. Maybe we're on the same page.
There's definitely a lot of this going on.
you were saying how the song itself.
Yeah, no, just the falling down to earth. Like that was that's something that came to my mind while we were talking about this tightrope balance between being really energized and being really grounded.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And being grounded, like this is a very it's a buzzword that's used a lot.
Yeah.
And it's often I feel
buzzword. it's like we're here at Improv PD. We're grounded and professional with how we approach.
Yes,
I'm just creating your commercial.
You're just
we're grounded.
We're grounded.
Grounded group.
We are very grounded.
We're committed to grounded excellence.
We do not go too far. we keep
when
it,
we do go far, it's grounded.
Right. It's into the earth.
Actually, it's like you can probably go real far, and as long as you stay grounded, how far can you not? Can you ever go
into
too
the
far?
earth?
No, I'm just talking about socially.
Okay.
It's like what if I said to you, I was like, you know, Amara, you went a little far today, but you're really grounded about it. So
I'd say that's legit.
Yeah,
that's legit. Well, here's the thing. Like, this goes in the whole realm of like apologies, which is not. I mean, in the world that we live in, where everything is scrutinized, like 200%,
totally,
and people are really afraid of expressing themselves now. Well, that's the tightrope, like, you know, falling or saying the wrong thing. They're synonymous with each other.
Right.
And so we live in a culture right now that is very much, you know, living I was going to say living on the edge, but that was the wrong term. That's the opposite of that. Staying away from the edge. staying inland as possible.
Right. I was just thinking about that in terms of, like, basically everything you like or interact with on Facebook is, on some level, a statement about who you are and what you're interested in. And so, like, it's interesting how, like, just the thought of that, like, or like, not I, or just like someone might refrain from liking something, not necessarily because it's a bad post, but just because it might mean, on some level, that they believe or subscribe to some particular methodology.
Sure.
And so that almost keeps you. That's almost I don't know. For me, I think it like keeps you from engaging or being around something that maybe you don't agree with, you know?
Right, totally. And then there's the irony of it, because when you repress your expressions or repress what you want to engage in, then you actually have all these inauthentic engagements, like i.e. the opinions that we all have that we want everyone to know about.
Right.
And it's not about actually co-creating or collaborating with people.
No.
It's just about trying to convert people to our side of the story.
Right.
And at Improv PD, we subscribe to the notion of harmony over unity.
Harmony over unity.
Yes. I often like to say I bring the harmony.
I like that a lot.
That's gangster.
Yes, it was. By the way, Justin, what's going on, brother? He says, do you take discussion requests?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. We also take.
Thanks
for consulting. We're also going to be playing improv games today, so feel free to suggest.
Yeah, like if there's through the improv that we do, if you want to be the audience suggestion, you know, that initial spark that becomes the genesis to our improv.
I think you're going to say genocide, by the way, but keep going.
The genocide to our improv. It's the same thing. Genesis. Well, it's like, you know.
Isn't Genesis creation?
They're the same, but they come from the same root, right?
That's
Genocide.
So cool. What does Geno mean?
Well,
Jenna means, right? Geno is actually slang for Jello.
Jello,
which actually is the ingredients in Kool-Aid. Jello.
Right, and that's actually how they got the Kool-Aid Man from. They poisoned him.
Yep.
With
Jello.
with Gino Jello.
Oh, Gino Jello. Yeah, the Gino Jello. Glad you Gino side
Yes.
with sugar.
Exactly, with sugar. For those of you that have just joined us, we have talked about the genesis of the Kool-Aid Man and how he was originally a very a tea-drinking homie.
Borderline shaman.
Borderline, yes. He worked on the borders. Yeah, and then they took him to Kool-Aid Land.
No, he basically sold his soul to the devil.
Kool-Aid, yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sad days, but...
Do we have a question?
Yeah, if you have a question, throw it down.
Oh, that was the question. Do you have a question?
Oh, yeah.
The answer is yes.
Hey, that's the second question of our live stream ever! Woo! We're on a roll this
Yes.
Damn.
We do talk about very poignant topics, so whatever topics you are intrigued at. Also, we are very irreverent with our topics at times. And not for the sake of like being gratuitous and
These words you're throwing out, I'm just like...
you're just like, but for the purpose of not taking ourselves too seriously, which is one of the tenets of improv and meditation.
Right.
The more you laugh, the more you're in tune with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And, as we discovered last time, and probably the time before that, and maybe the time before that, is that...
But only then.
Right. Often the bullshit that we share, like the improv stories that we share, which are clearly untrue, we often find the truth in those, what do I say, fallacies.
Yes, the kernels of wisdom.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, we got some more from just, let me see, what is it? Curious how liquid has a soul.
Oh, liquid has a soul.
What if you poured the Kool-Aid?
Just pour it into 2 cups. Does that
Two-
do Okay, great.
Ooh,
All right, this
I
is
like
a
that.
good question.
It's a great question.
So, I mean, in the beginning, there were 2 cups.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we always think, like in beginning, like, Genesis stories, there's 1 cup.
Right.
There's this one, like, eternal soul. All-knowing. But it's actually 2. In the beginning, there was 2. Just like the Spice Girls song, when 2 become 1. There was.
I'm so glad you read it.
Right, I know exactly, right? And so when liquid is poured into a cup, it takes the shape of that soul. So liquid, by definition, is omni-soul-like.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it is trying to become 1 because it has never known the 1.
Wow. So we were essentially we're just talking about the reality of liquid itself, like liquid.
The science of liquid
was literally birthed as a duality.
Yes, it was birthed as a duality. Its soul forms to the cup which it resides in. Yes.
Kind of like a crab.
Yeah.
Or a snail.
Just like a crab.
Like a snail. And so, no matter where you pour it, as long as there is something there to hold it,
yes,
it can encompass the soul.
Exactly. And it has been trying to get the original 2 cups to break so that they can feel each other. They can taste each other.
So it's almost like the cups haven't really consummated.
No, they haven't.
They've been very
This is like the eternal quest of liquid, is to be able to break the cups so that they can finally, understand what that unity is.
That is beautiful and really sad at the same time.
I know. And the cups have names.
Okay.
Edgar.
I don't know anything about that myself. Edgar
and Felicia. Yeah.
Wow, it's what are those roots? What kind of roots are those?
Edgar comes from the Latin root edmus, which is actually a being. There's a lot of Genesis stories where there is this like original bean-like structure. Actually, according to the Chinese, the bean actually has this sort of upside down fetus-like shape, and our ears are actually the shape of an upside down kind of bean.
It's amazing how we're all connected, even to Kool-Aid. I mean, Kool-Aid, which is a liquid, obviously stems from all this we're talking about, is very much interconnected with who we are on a genetic level. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Justin says Kool-Aid Adam and Kool-Aid Eve, but were Adam and Eve cool? I thought they were supposed to be humble. That's a really good, topic. I've actually been hearing that a lot lately.
Yeah, you actually wrote your dissertation
I did.
on this very topic.
I really did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam and Eve, they were cool to an extent. Like,
this was cool with a K though, so
cool with a K.
This is not the C cool that we're
different type of cool,
right?
Different type of cool. So this cool, like, it doesn't necessarily mean like you're hot or cold, and it also doesn't necessarily mean that you're like, you're excited to be around them at all.
Right.
Cool means curious.
Oh yes, the curious cool.
Yeah. So they were a curious bunch,
mm-hmm.
and they were essentially symbolic metaphors for these two original cups.
Yes.
Adam and Eve, I don't know if anyone knows this, but they had a lot of relationship issues, so they actually never really consummated.
Right. Yeah. There was too much shame.
There was a lot.
There's a lot of shame
involved. It was a really sad story, and that's,
Yeah. Well, and also, so I like how you brought up the, cool as curiosity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And really, these two cups, like that,
right.
like how liquid was formed was through curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you cool a gas, gaseousness enough, then you get this like liquid condensation.
Oh yeah.
And so the curiosity of a gaseous state led to the birth of liquids, and
it's interesting because what happens when you get hot and heavy with someone, you get steamy, right?
Right.
So the steam is actually it's actually a result
of that initial curiosity, and also of like finding our roots, because then that's getting back to that is both a liquid and a gaseous state. So the procreation is this beautiful law of gaseousness and liquidness.
But it's just interesting how these cups have never consummated and they're still liquids.
No, these cups are still they're stubborn.
Yeah.
Edgar and Felicia are stubborn.
This is just like the eternal conflict almost, essentially.
It is the eternal conflict.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And Kool-Aid, original Kool-Aid. We're talking about like classic Coke here.
Yeah, classic.
It was actually the blood in our veins. Was Kool-Aid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was before sugar.
Okay, so that kind of almost brings me to like Kool-Aid man. He's just like a bloody bull. Drink me, bitch! Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
It's amazing.
And then we have, today is Kool-Aid man, he's not too happy. Yeah, he's forgotten.
It's not easy.
He's forgotten that curiosity.
Yeah, he's forgotten it. I get it. I understand it.
So what we glean, the symbols that we glean from this story is the curiosity, the ability to stand on the edge of our own universe so that we are perpetually recreating ourselves. When we're able to perpetually recreate ourselves, when we're no longer tied down to the stagnation of identities, then we can continue to embody the curiosity Kool-Aid. That is the centerpiece to this story.
The epicenter.
Yes, the epicenter.
Epicenter of life.
Mm-hmm.
Where it begins and where it will end one day as well.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Yes. So, if there are more questions,
Keep them
if there are more stories that you want us to elaborate on. But let us do an improv exercise.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let us
Shall we?
Let's just start throwing words out there and see what comes along.
Apple bottom jeans.
Ooh. Genophobe eyebrows.
I love brown-eyed girls.
Yes. Van Halen meets Van Helsing meets Van... Whatever the van that's saying brown-eyed girl. 3 vans.
Van Damme.
Ooh, Van Damme, yes. The most important Van Damme. Who actually created his own muscular structure from a lab.
Labs are where babies are birthed, and new science is also birthed.
Yes, new science, like NU science, which is like new metal. It's this new conflagration of iron oxide.
His life was the definition of a conflagration.
Yes, and when he accidentally spilled apple juice on iron, he discovered that apparitions would come, visions of the future, of the apocalypse that would come.
Yes, and this apocalypse was one that many men would dream upon at night, but none would speak of, as it was very, very much it was such a dark, dark, dark world in which to even speak of.
Yes.
Would bring much pain and fear.
And yet, Van Damme spoke of it.
Goddamn Van Damme.
Yeah, goddamn Van Damme. He saw a hotel that was run by squirrels. Yes.
Bring it back. Yes, and this squirrel... the squirrel hotel was, of course, actually a place where much hidden knowledge was buried.
Yes.
Underneath the squirrel's chambers, deep down, there was Holy Scripture, which there are rumors were buried there by the Pope.
Yes, absolutely. And the Pope was about to reveal this knowledge until the squirrel takeover happened. And the squirrels have been the Great Squirrel Takeover of 2028. This is coming up.
It's coming up.
They wanted to hide this knowledge. Yeah. And what better place to hide it than in the Pope Hotel?
Yeah.
which they took over. That's their headquarters now in Atlanta.
Yeah. You see, there was a great, we'll just say a great squirrel tea party that occurred years prior to that.
Yes.
Or that will occur, we'll just say that. We're talking we're 10 years into the future, but we're talking about what will happen
From the past.
From the past. Yes. So, the squirrels ran out of the nuts. They ran out of things to hide, and it was all because of our, human nature wanting to essentially, eat and dispose of things and not regenerate them into the cycle of creation. And so the squirrels recognized this and decided to not only throw some of the most important things like coffee beans and tea into the ocean. Not only did they do that, but they also began to hide things that were no longer nuts, but they were information. And they knew that the best way to do that would be to kidnap the Pope.
Exactly. So, with gentrification,
So all leads back.
It all leads back to gentrification. They hid the most important parts of human civilization. And once they figured it out, then they just hid everything. And since they have very little memory, because they don't actually want to find things, they just hide things for the sake of it.
Right.
They hid all of our favorite people.
Yeah.
You know, like the Canadian president.
Gosh.
Yeah, Trudeau.
Trudeau. Doesn't even matter anymore.
Doesn't even matter. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's just gone.
He's gone. Hanging out in a basement somewhere. I don't know, man.
I know. Once we lost Trudeau and the Pope, that's it's like, world's yours. We give up. We give up.
Go for it, right?
Yes.
And it's like they tease us. Now it's just the squirrels, they're just teasing us. They say they have this knowledge about the end of the world, but they don't give any specifics on it. And, of course, they force Trudeau, they force the Pope to say things that we don't know if they're true or not.
Right, they send out video clips weekly.
Right, yeah, just forcing them to
speak is like, accept.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's an atrocity. But I mean, in the end,
that's the world we live in now.
It's the world. It's just where we are. It's how we have been for a while now.
Yeah, and really, has things really changed?
I mean, like, really, if you look back, I mean, the government did the same thing,
right? Like, we're pretty much, we're in the same spot.
Yeah, it's like you don't have government, you just have squirrels. Squirrels, you have government.
Yeah,
it's just part of life.
It's part of life, exactly. So this is a tale of acceptance.
Yeah.
This is a tale of being able to, no matter what is happening in your life, it's important not to fight the currents.
Don't fight it.
Just accept how things are. Don't try to change.
When you lose your nuts, go nuts. That's what I learned from the squirrels. It seems to be working out for them.
Exactly.
It does.
And really that notion of craziness is something we need to reinvent.
It really is. Because what does chaos lead to?
Chaos leads to light, right?
Of course.
Yes. Light.
The piece of the day.
The piece of the day, yes. Moons.
Yeah, rocket ships.
Rocket ships.
Sky, rocketed light. Afternoon delights.
Afternoon delights.
Yes.
We should sing more.
Why don't
That's
we?
why.
Why don't we do a song right now?
Okay, we'll do a song.
Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
I got this.
Do 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 do.
Curly hair, it sings to me. Oh, how I want to sleep in that lusciousness. Light and the moonbeams follow me into the
I was drinking my tea today. I was enjoying this talk today. Looking at my buddy in the eyes, I could see he was high as a sky. Feeling my body, feeling my bones, feeling right down to my little toes. I feel up all over there. I feel me, feel in the air, spin in the air. I feel like a bear, I feel like a bear that's eating their pear. Do you know me? I know you, cause I know that we are two together. We're like two cups and a feather.
Two cups.
Wow, that's so good.
So if you want us to sing a song,
Yep.
about anything,
We do that now.
This is a thing that we have discovered in the moment. Because really, you know, when you're open to situations and inspiration flows through you,
Yes.
you will discover talents that you knew you never had.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was the first time I've ever sang in my life, actually.
That's the biggest lie in the world. I was like processing that. Like, no, that's a lie.
I'm trying to inspire our audience, alright?
To lie more.
Yes.
Be untruthful. That's what the squirrels do. That's how the squirrels gain power.
Well, but that's an important thing as well. Like, what is like we're improvising, right?
Yeah.
We are taking material from our subconscious into the conscious realm.
Yes.
And there are no lies in the subconscious.
0%.
In the you're placating me. But really, there's no duality in the subconscious.
Right.
So the world of honesty and dishonesty becomes very blurred, because no matter what you come up with, there's always some sort of symbolism of truth.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
That's so great. It's like and it's cool because the farther we go from like go to non-truth, the closer we find. The easier it is to find truth.
Right. Exactly. Like we need that contrast. Like we need that. You know, chaos. Chaos was the beginning of that song.
Yeah.
And for me, chaos was curly hair. Like, I saw your curly hair, and that was, like, the impetus of I was imagining this, like, chaotic, like, portal of curly hair.
That's exactly what this hair does, actually.
Right, exactly. I mean, I look at it, I'm just like, I pass out. Like, so, and that's actually, as I was singing that, it was this, I had this, like, really vivid imagery of curly hair, like, you know, as like the epitome of chaos. And I was like sleeping on your curly hair, and like it
was. This is an intimate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that was the inspiration for that song.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I just kind of like I was like. I realized that like I didn't really heard the curly hair part, and there was some I was like so focused on the beat that I was like, oh, I wish I would have like heard the words more.
You never listened to me.
I know. I was like, okay, don't know if I know the theme besides like it being about curly hair.
Yes.
And but I was just like, I just went with like the vibe of what I felt, and that's what came out.
Oh, totally.
Like, it was like, yeah, it felt good.
It was beautiful.
Felt good.
Yeah.
I think we should almost like start with that.
Sure, we can definitely start with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Like singing is actually one of the most powerful processes for spinal development. That's why there's a lot of traditions of chanting and you know various sonorous exercises that cultures have done throughout eons.
Yes.
It's that that vibrational resonance that you hit when you sing, when you chant, or just even intentionally like talking to someone, like that actually improves the health of your spine.
Right. And like so, when you're doing your sessions with like the different with the tuning forks, great information always. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
So when you're doing your sessions with people, do different frequencies match to different parts of the spine, or do you approach it a little differently than that?
Yes, there is a template of universal notes for different arenas of the spine, different. I just lost my words.
Different regions of the spine.
Different spines.
Different parts of the
vertebra.
Yeah,
vertebra.
Vertebra.
The vertebra. But how I've been experimenting with it of late is to really tap into the contextual uniqueness of every person, including body types. Because everyone's spine is different. Like there are universal properties that we can all glean from to share, you know, spinal philosophies. But I like to have the client intonate a note.
Yes.
And we've talked about this, I think, with our first session.
Yes.
And you actually, I mean, when you said that you felt you were being heard,
yeah.
when I took the note that you randomly
yeah.
created and started that as the basis for the healing that I do,
yeah.
That really stuck to me. And it was
cool.
It was very, because I didn't think about that,
right.
You know, because I mean, we all want to be heard,
right,
in some way or another,
right.
But we also want to be self-sufficient,
right,
and being able to hear
right.
ourselves,
absolutely,
you know, right, not being dependent on being heard by someone else,
right. But it's cool. It's like it's a collaborative process because like you're not telling me to say anything in particular, and I'm not telling you to play anything in particular. But also, I'll be like, oh, and you'll be like, you'll take that and be like, and then create. He plays chords based off of the note that I just randomly spouted out.
Yeah,
and
then from there, I'll be able to pick out the various frequencies that I want to place on different parts of the spine. So the technique is originally called musical spine, and I've added more an improv element to it, a co-creative element to it.
Yes.
And it's super fun. If any of you are interested in experiencing this type of sound healing, sound healing is becoming a very ubiquitous term these days. It almost seems like everyone's a sound healer at this point. But this version, which deals with acupuncture and tonal frequencies, it's really fun. There's a lot of really wonderful science behind it, a lot of really wonderful research.
If you're in Austin, check this dude out.
Yes, if you're in Austin, hit me up anytime, and yeah, we'll do some healing.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Dude, do you want to do an improv game?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet.
What
kind of improv game do you want to do? Any ideas?
Actually, let's go. Oh! Let's go. Have you played What Do You Like About Yourself?
I have played that game. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna rock it.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
So, the way that I like to approach this game is to, I mean, just like any improv, we want to be a blank slate of some sort.
Yeah, right.
When we say things that we like about ourselves, it's easy to get into this tunnel vision of trying to be poignant, of trying, and also, you know, feeding our identity. It's like, I like this about me, which means I've therefore defined myself in this way.
Yeah.
So you can say things about yourself that are actually very ridiculous.
Right.
And that within that there'll be possible symbolism of who you are, which is everything. Like, we are everything.
Okay.
So so it can be a combination of very literal things that you like about yourself, or it could be, you know, very expansive. And like, you know, I turn purple on Wednesday evenings when I feed my turtle. You know, I don't have a turtle. I do not.
That's actually true.
Yes.
I mean, the purple part is
the purple part, right? Exactly.
That's actually true.
Although purple is my favorite color, there's a lot of symbolism with purple and turtles and Wednesday. Like, who knows? Like, I just said something that came into the forefront of my mind, and in that moment, that is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not bound by, you know, oh, I like that. I am super deep and you know, because those are the things, like, those are the things that we get caught up in, like these spiritual egos that we have. It's like, I'm so compassionate, I'm so,
I like that I just am really good at keeping eye contact with people when I'm talking to them.
Yeah, I actually really dislike that about you. So anyway, this is an opportunity to have that razor's edge, this balance point of reverence and irreverence. Like that is, because if we're always trying to be reverent, then we're losing the laughter component of we're
losing life.
We're losing life. Like, we want to be able to laugh at any moment, particularly at ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see how this goes. So I'm going to ask, what do you like about yourself?
Okay.
You're gonna continually answer until you feel like you're done.
Okay.
And then you say, I like everything about myself.
Beautiful.
Actually, I've always wanted to change that ending.
Yeah.
Okay, so what should be the ending?
What if we just did a dance at the end? Like a quick dance.
Okay, but let's have a verbal context.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Or what if a shout out, or like not a shout out, but like your call, like your
a shout out,
like a maiden call.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay,
that's
cool.
Great. Sweet.
Cool.
Kool-Aid. Sweet. So when you're done, you'll do the shout out and the hand gesture, and then you will ask me.
Okay, great.
And we're gonna do this in 2 rounds, because there may be something that I said that inspires you, vice versa, and there should never be any shortage of things that we can say. You know, we are eternal. We are this vortex of.
So eternal. Hashtag so eternal.
Silence! Are you mocking me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So, ask me.
So, Mr. Dev, what do you like about yourself?
I like that I am part liquid, part gas, and part grapefruit.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that my ears have a very beautiful shape.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that I love other people's ears. It's one of the first things that I notice about another person.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that I can make very low sounds that are very resonant and very metal.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that I can breathe ice and fire.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that I can have vulnerable conversations with people while laughing at the same time.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that I have moonbeams accompany me wherever I go, so that people feel very poetic around my face.
What else do you like about yourself? That makes sense. Taking notes.
I like that I carry 4 balloons around me at all times.
What else do you like?
Kool-Aid. What do you like about yourself?
I like that when the pigeons are present, they acknowledge me.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that bread is something more than just money. It's like a way of living.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. What do you like about yourself?
I like that jelly is like also something that I can provide for people.
Beautiful. What do you like about yourself?
I like that I'm a person that will just walk into a room and yell, hyena, and then leave.
Ooh, what do you like about yourself?
I like that when I am in the bathroom, I am fearless.
There we go. What do you like about yourself?
I like that tea and butterscotch have never combined.
Oh,
the bars have been kept separate.
What do you like about yourself?
I like that there are a few little hairs on my chest, but those hairs are very strong and wise.
Ooh, beautiful. What do you like about yourself?
I like living a life that is endlessly thwarted by minions and evil monsters.
Oh, yes, they're everywhere. What do you like about yourself?
I like that sometimes love is not found in Hershey's bars.
What do you like about yourself?
I like that I'm willing to go with the depths of a whale.
Of a whale?
Of a whale.
Of a whale, yes.
And snort my way to the top.
That's how we should all go.
Yes, exactly.
What do you like about yourself?
That's my call.
Beautiful.
That's my main call.
Alright, we're going to do this one more time.
Let's do it again.
Okay.
What do you like about yourself, Mr. Dev?
I like that I have a perpetual beard.
Yeah.
Where no one will ever see the baby face underneath.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see it.
What else? You will die.
Ooh,
I like that my eyes change color depending on the angle of light.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that in my former life I was a wise old hermit crab.
What What else do you like about yourself?
I like that the ocean sings my name in praise.
What else do you like about yourself?
I like that I have problems.
So real.
So
what else do
real.
you like about yourself?
I like that there are times where I get paralyzed when I'm too afraid what other people think about me.
Oh shit! What else do you
Oh,
like about
shit.
yourself?
I like that I can slow down my breathing to the point where a squid in Argentina hears me.
That was beautiful.
I like that I can sing about curly hair and mean it.
What else do you like?
I like that I'm very intuitive in my healing.
What else do you like?
I like that I can have this posh demeanor and not mean it. That one hit home
That
somehow.
was me.
Yeah,
What else do you like?
What do you like about yourself?
Okay. Well, Aaron, hashtag fearless in the
Yes, that one did
That
not.
was real.
That one did not escape any of our attention.
No, so real. So real.
What do you like about yourself, fearless leader?
I like that I am a degenerate.
What do you like about yourself?
I like that when the wind blows, so does my heart, and so does my soul.
What do you like about yourself?
I like that my roots come from a place that, although is very violent, is also very loving. Yeah.
Yes. Harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about yourself?
I like that sometimes I'm just a weird fucking dude,
Yeah, you are.
but that's, and I let the void just sit with the butt.
Right. You just feed the void
Yep.
with your awareness.
Yep.
It's a great skill. What do you like about yourself?
I like that I care about people and I don't care.
Exactly. Exactly.
Great. It's really nice.
Opposites attract.
They do.
Yep.
Yep.
Sticky situation, in fact.
Aha.
I just had to say that was that was a J5 lyric. What do you like about yourself?
Nice. I've heard them in a long time. Jackson 5 or Jurassic 5?
Jurassic 5.
Okay, thank you. I was thinking Jurassic 5. I like that when the moon sets, so do my spirits.
Oh, yes, moon. The moon has come up for us both.
Oh, shit.
Oh, dear. What do you like about yourself?
I like that there is an internal void that exists within my eyes, and that when people look at me, they feel my sadness.
Absolutely. Especially your right eye. I mean, I've really noticed your melancholic right eye.
That's where I keep all my issues.
Yes, exactly. It's stored right there.
Right there.
Yes. What do you like about yourself?
I like that there are times when I just like being naked.
Totally. Absolutely.
Yep.
What do you like about yourself?
I like that there are people in my life that really love me for who I am, even though they understand my insanity.
I was going to say something really mean, but I'm not
Say
going
it!
to.
Say it! Put on the table! Do it! He's done it!
What do you like about yourself?
I like that I have friends, some friends, who tell me everything that they think, while I have others who do not put
What do you like about yourself?
I just.
Ah! Beautiful. Okay, so there was a lot there.
There was so much there.
There really was. was. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
Yeah.
I feel like we should do that more.
We definitely need to. And by the way, I noticed that you brought a lot of it around. A lot of it was like centered around your face and your throat. I noticed a lot of your things
nice.
were.
Absolutely.
At least definitely in the beginning, for sure.
So faces. I mean, what an amazing, just symbolic thing. Faces.
Oh God.
There's actually this. Okay, so a good friend of mine, Dan Oberg, he revealed to me the story "Till We Have Faces," which is C.S. Lewis's interpretation of the Cupid and Psyche.
The what Psyche?
Cupid and Psyche.
Cupid and Psyche.
And Psyche.
Cupid and Psyche.
Yeah, the two Greek goddesses.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's a beautiful spin on it, and that just like "Till We Have Faces," like what a beautiful story, and like title as well.
Yeah, so they didn't have faces, and they were waiting till they have faces.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to describe.
So it's like till we have identities, kind of like in being
exactly.
not being in the void, and then till we come into this world.
You kind of got it, actually. Right? I thought it was too much, but you made it very simple. But yeah, faces. This expression. Repression, all that stuff, like center around the face, hearing, like almost all of our sensation data mapping of the world. Most of it comes from our face, and so like this is the epicenter of interpretation.
Damn! Holy shit! I did not think about that.
That just came to me.
Wow!
Right now. Yeah.
Dude, that's really important. I feel like that's an important thing. Don't forget this. This is like it's all what. I'm kind of freaking out a little bit because, like, it's so.
This is a freak out moment.
Well, it's just interesting because, like, if you look at our body, like, it kind of goes from more like general to more specific. So you start off at like your feet and your legs, which are very like, I mean, like the bottom of your feet are more sensitive, but like when you think of like your chest and your legs, they're not as. They don't pick up as much sensation at all. It's like very...
other than feeling. Like touch. Yeah. That's the
right.
That's
other
the
than touch and feeling. Right. But it's more like... I feel like it's more general compared... Like, I mean, Muay Thai fighters, what do they fight with? They fight with their legs.
Right.
Because it's one of the hardest bones in the body. Your shins. Your shins. No, but it's just interesting how it kind of like... I'm almost seeing like the Fibonacci spiral of like... If you started off at the legs and brought it up to the head and spiraled into the eyes, where the eyes are like the most kind of like this very beautiful and like it's just like almost it's like the most the softest, the most like what's the word? I mean tender takes in it's the only part of us that really takes in the light. Not that our skin doesn't, but it translates the light in a very different way compared to the rest of the body.
Sure.
But,
I would alter that image a little bit with just my own interpretation.
Yeah. Just throw away my philosophy.
It's great. It's a great building block.
Yeah, it was poetry. None of it was real.
Well, for me, also that spiral for me would start from the head and then go towards the feet.
Okay, you spiral out.
I spiral out in the sense of this is also a very important. Philosophical theme for me and the meditations that I offer people is that things do spiral. Things start from the inside and they go outwards.
Yeah.
Like our epicenters are the genesis from which all creativity pours forth into the external world. Yeah. Also, it goes in the direction of density. So from our faces, it will then drip down into the denser parts of ourselves, into our feet.
Right.
And that's very important to be able to not get in the way of that very natural desire for energy to become something.
It's interesting. We're just like our bodies are just like an expansive component. We have expanded out.
Yes, exactly.
Outwards, essentially.
Yes, and we're interpretive vehicles.
Yeah.
Of of that becoming of something, like, and which is why like the face is so important. Like meditations like start here. Like there's a lot of systems like chakra theories that start like with the base of the spine and then you go all the way up. I highly recommend going the other direction, because if this is where we're interpreting everything, if this is where all the sense data is coming, we want that interpretation to be as clean as possible before, you know, we start going down into our hearts, you know, into our expressions, into our sexuality, into our power, into...
So how do you clean that out, or like how do you ensure that that is clear?
Sure. Through, and it's very simple, you know, life is simple but not easy. You know, it's through the ability to listen in silence. And there's nothing to that other than being present and being in the moment. There's no, you know, complex operations that need to happen. It's really just letting go of any attachment, any aversion, and being still, being able to have that listening component. There's a difference between hearing and listening.
Right. I was gonna say because it's almost like we're shutting down those sensory inputs, or at least putting less focus on them. Right?
Yes.
What do you say? Because you say it's not listening. It's not hearing. It's listening.
Yeah. Right. Totally. And it's not that we're shutting down the apparatus or the interface.
I'm gonna go ahead and chop these off and perfect.
Well, unfortunately, that's what a lot of tradition, you know, very aesthetic traditions would do. It's, you know, like burn the flesh, you know, like really make it as. We don't subscribe to such methods. It's only emotional torture. I would really hope it. But yeah, so we don't shut anything down. We let the channels stay open, but we simply reference something else. And this is where mantra becomes very useful, a very effective tool to go along with our breathing. Most people are aware of, you know, breathing meditations, focusing on the breath. But back in the day, people realized that breathing could only actually get you so far. These bij tonalities, as they call it in the Vedic tradition, actually predates the Vedas by quite a lot. These sacred tonalities, these creation tones, as they're called, are very poignant in being able to cultivate certain aspects of yourself that you want to cultivate, but also having the mind to, you know, focus on something while the real you steps away.
So, would you say, so what I hear is like these mantras can essentially, I'm hearing two things, like they can essentially, I'm using the word summon, but almost like invoke some sort of essence, and they also help kind of to distract us from those physical sensory, the physical sensation, or I guess I would say distract us from the eyes, the ears, the physical apparatus.
They distract us. I mean that's an interesting way of putting it, distracting us from sensation, but more just having it not reference attachments and aversions. So not referencing the identity, essentially. Because the attachments and the aversions, they are symbols of this small person that we've created, that we try to define as much as possible, so that we get as much love from the outside world as we can, because somewhere along the lines we told ourselves we're not enough. And so that's where our external focus began. And it's something we all share in this process. It's actually very necessary. It's necessary for us to stray from the path in order for us to be able to discern
what isn't.
Yes, what is necessary for us and what is prohibited or destructive.
Yes.
So, you know, for me, I like to talk about, you know, my own struggle with addiction, particularly with alcohol. You know, I actually look very fondly on those days now, because it took that black hole of an experience in order for me to realize, oh, okay, I now have this experience of, you know, very inappropriate behavior. that I can now tangibly recognize as not good. And I was able to make choices in my life that were, you know, more reflective of the person that I wanted to be. Which ultimately is not a person at all. Like, because we want to be a process. We don't want to be an end product. Which is why I'm glad that we talked about, you know, the spiritual ego in the what do you like about yourself activity.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to like be like, oh yeah, you know, we were making fun of like the spiritual person, you know, like I like that I'm compassionate and all that. But all that, you know, if we're referencing the mind, it'll take from the identity. And if you're, you know, identify as a spiritual person, that's going to be the person that we play. And we don't want to be bogged down by that.
And it's interesting because, you know, if you have a heart, do you necessarily feel that heart? Like, I mean, maybe a little bit, but like when the heart's pumping, like you're not like, it's like when it's in you, like when you're a part of it, when it's a part of you, you don't necessarily experience it on a tangible level, like it when it's outside of your body. You know, it's a very different experience, obviously, right?
Right, that's the next level.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, right. So it's like when you address something like, oh, I'm spiritual. It's almost like you're pulling that outside of you, and you're actually not even living it. Whereas like when you're living it,
true.
It's just kind of a different perspective. It's you're actually experiencing it rather than being like this is what I am and pointing at it.
Right.
But in order to point at it, you have to be separate from it.
Yes.
In a sense.
Exactly. So. And really one of the true barometers to a person that's really developed is they no longer feel the need to highlight
right.
you know, their accolades or you know who they are. They're actually, you know, they're incredibly humble.
Can we just I just want to tell people about what I've done in my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just one more time. But it's you know, but it's just funny because like our culture is, I mean, it's like how do you get a job? Well, you have to have a resume that is all about listing those particular things.
Those things.
Those particular things. You know, whereas some people who actually may have like real legitimate skills, you know, sometimes you miss out on those peeps.
Right. Totally.
People are that.
And this, you know, it's easy to actually feel like we're a victim of society to be like, oh, you know, I have to do these resumes. I have to have an identity in order to like, you know, succeed in this world.
Right.
And that's something that I personally experience all the time. You know, running my own business. You know, doing the various things that make me happy. I feel like I do have to conform in many ways. Sure. But those are the moments where I actually don't trust in the moment.
Sure.
And it's not that there are moments where conformity can't be useful. You know, sometimes we have to play the game in order to influence the game.
Right.
But really, when you're in the moment, when you have this unabashed trust in this, you know, specific time and place. Like it really doesn't matter like what happens, you know, at the end of the day, because you have found this eternal epicenter, and things will ultimately magnetize towards you, and that's where trust really comes into play. You know, we think we have to control things in order to get what we want. Right. But really, we can allow things to come to us. Right. There's a power. There's a magnet. I like to use that word magnetism. There's, you know, Gurdjieff often said that there's a very specific part of the body, this magnetic center, that when we let go of our attachments and aversions, it actually is this very specific place that pulls experiences and people towards us that are necessary for our growth.
Right. I see that as like, you know, so like attracts like, and so, you know, if you want to experience love on an external level, like become the love, become that loving force, and then it's just, it easily comes to you. It just, you become that magnet for love.
Exactly.
Or whatever it is that you want. If it's wealth, like shit. Like become wealthy.
Yeah.
Find that wealth within you. I think that's always. I mean, man, this year has been so much for me. It's been about really not having the benefit of any of the external things. So essentially being kind of like, I'm gonna say the word forced, but I wasn't forced. It was like, it was a what's the word? It was a mechanism, or what is Gerd Jeff calls it? A device to get me to find those things within myself more often, and because that's the fastest way to get what you want, of course.
Right.
I have to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Can you hold down the fort?
Yep, I can hold down the
beautiful.
fort.
Be right back.
Hello, Facebook Live. I actually very much enjoy these moments where either one of us are using the restroom and we get our own little solo one-on-one time with you. For those that have just joined us, Peter and I, we are dabbling in improv exercises. Improv and meditation is a combination that I have found to be very rewarding in tandem with each other. I like to describe it as synthesizing internal and external skill sets, where a meditation allows you to tap into that silent epicenter that allows you to connect with yourself, to create that internal connection. And then improv brings that silence that you've tapped into and allows it to take shape and form, particularly with other people, because we learn so much from our connections with people. It's important that we celebrate and value the connections that we have, and the more authentic we are in expressing ourselves, in telling stories, because stories is such a magnificent blueprint in which humans create meaning from everything. It's just a wonderful way of developing that skill as well. So balancing the internal and the external. Peter and I, we have this very adorable give and take that I'm quite fond of.
Me too.
Yeah, and I feel like we share a lot of very similar. What do you call it?
We both fucked this shit up a lot. Is that what you're trying to say?
we have similar growing pains. Let us call that that. And so it's fun to share stories with you, to relate, and hopefully this is relatable to your journeys out there as well, into the Facebook land.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is there a game you think that we could finish on that would really bring everything together in a wholesome manner?
I really don't think so, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You feeling complete?
I'm actually feeling quite complete.
Okay, I'm totally down with that. That's fine with me.
Is there something, I actually felt very, very well in my communicating to the Facebook world while you were in the restroom. I actually watched you in our first Facebook Live video.
Yeah.
It was just funny, us taking turns, like I was doing my solo thing, and then you were doing your solo thing. And it was just, it was really fun to see how we interacted with this triangle system.
The void.
And yeah.
Right. Well, I feel like throwing down a quick freestyle to end.
Absolutely.
Are you in the mood for that at all? Or
I'm
down with doing. Okay, you're right. Okay,
let's do it.
All right. Cool. Okay. We need a beat. You want to start with the beat, or should I? I'm done. I'm open to either way.
I'll start with the beat.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yo, my name is Pete. I'm drinking tea. I just went, I took a pee, but now I'm back. I'm on my feet, cause I'm feeling the flow. I'm feeling free, cause I'm with my dad and he is the man. He comes from a woman, her name was Stan, from Afghanistan. Found him in the tree, now he's here, and he's feeling free, cause we're drinking that tea, and it's good. Drinking drinking that tea, and it's good. Dick's drinking that tea, and it's good. Dick's drinking that tea, and it's good.
Yo, tea comes from the philosophical domain of my own sorrowness, the melancholic playground where monkeys play on my chest, yes. And we got curly hair, chaotic war ends from a fantastical ego-faced, and we got sensational denominations when I come from my own sensation, yes. We got repressed thoughts that are finally coming out from the monkey mind that I dream into time when you go from wine to the dime. Yes, we got rhythmic compensations when I can dissociate.
Yes!
Oh.
Wow, I can't wait to rehear that. There's some gems in there. Gems of life, baby.
Gems in life.
Gems of life.
Yeah.
Well, I feel good. I feel like this is one of my favorite live streams so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, I felt like we got a groove going. And
We started off like kind of a little
a
low,
little tentative.
Great.
I woke up really late, so I was still waking up.
You literally had the bedhead.
And I was definitely bedheading it.
Yeah.
But that's great too, because we don't always want to feel like we have to show our good selves.
I think that's the best part. Like
Right.
if you can just have like a show or something that's public where you don't have to show up like 100% all the time.
Right, I was definitely at
that's
like
great.
60% at the
Yeah.
beginning.
No, and I would like, I was like, yeah, I'm like, I know I'm excited about this, but I just am not where I knew I could be, and it was cool that I feel like I'm where I am.
Oh yeah, 210, as the sports people would say. Or give her 210%.
210%.
And yeah, we co-created
Yeah.
our own energetic vortex, where we now feel we feel more human, more alien.
Yeah.
Maybe a little combination.
Yeah.
I feel a little alien.
Yeah.
Because we definitely come from star people, blue star people.
Yeah, blue.
Yes.
Blue and green with jelly beans in our hearts.
With jelly beans, yes.
Definitely. Never give away your jelly bean, folks. Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for stepping in. We'll be doing this again next Tuesday, right?
Yes, every Tuesday,
from
like 10:30 to 11:30.
Yeah. We just drink tea and have fun, play improv.
Play improv, yeah.
And talk live.
Yes. And thank you for your questions today.
Yes.
First time we've had questions. We had 2 questions.
It was great.
This definitely feeds into the improv portion of what we do. So if you want to inspire stories or other components,
yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. All right, y'all.
Peace out.
Love you all. Peace.